I thought I was free from my toxic ex-wife when she disappeared 2 years ago. But then, on a stormy night, she appeared at my doorstep, drenched, trembling, and begging for forgiveness. What I uncovered about her true intentions that night would leave anyone speechless. And what she tried to do to my kids and my new girlfriend nearly tore apart the life I'd worked so hard to rebuild. This is the story of how far a bitter woman will go when she can't stand losing control. My name is Felix Walsh. I'm 42 years old and run a modest accounting firm in a quiet Ohio suburb. 3 employees, loyal clients. Nothing extravagant, but it covers the bills and keeps my children, Emma and Noah, in a safe neighborhood with good schools. At least it did, until everything fell apart. 2 years ago, the night that changed everything began like any ordinary Thursday. I was in my home office going over quarterly reports for Henderson Manufacturing when Dorothy walked in wearing that red dress she only chose when she wanted attention. Her makeup flawless, hair done as if she was heading to a gala. "I'm going out," she said, not asking, just declaring. "Mandy's birthday downtown." I looked up from my laptop. "Mandy? From your yoga class? I thought you barely knew her." Dorothy's jaw tightened. "We've gotten closer. Don't wait up." She was halfway to the door when I called after her. "What time should I expect you home?" "I don't know, Felix," she snapped, eyes blazing. "Maybe I won't come home at all. Maybe I need a break from this suffocating routine." Her words hit me like a punch, but I kept my tone calm. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means I'm tired of feeling invisible," she shot back, grabbing her purse. "When's the last time you actually looked at me? When's the last time we talked about anything besides bills and the kids' schedules?" I stood up, my chair rolling back. "Dorothy, if you're unhappy, we can talk about it. We can fix this." She let out a bitter laugh. "Fix it? Felix, I've been trying to get your attention for months. You're married to that computer, not to me." "That's not fair," I said, my voice rising. "I work hard for this family. Everything I do is for you and the kids." "No," she shot back sharply. "Everything you do is for your precious routine, your safe, predictable, boring life where nothing ever changes." The front door slammed so hard that the family photo on my desk shifted. I stared at it, the 4 of us smiling on Christmas morning last year, and wondered when we stopped being happy. That was the last time I saw my wife. She left for that party and vanished from our lives completely. For 3 days I waited, called, texted, even drove to Mandy's house. Nothing. On the 4th day, I heard through one of Emma's friends' moms that Dorothy was spotted at the airport with some man none of us knew. A week later, her sister finally called me back and said Dorothy was finding herself in Miami. 6 months later, I filed for divorce. She never fought it, never asked for alimony, never even came back for her belongings. She just disappeared, like our 16-year marriage had meant nothing. Like Emma and Noah had meant nothing. The kids took it hard. Emma blamed me for months, said I drove her mom away with my dull job and rigid habits. Noah just withdrew, stopped talking about school, stopped asking when his mom was coming home. But here's the thing about rock bottom. It either breaks you or makes you stronger. I chose stronger. I moved us to a smaller house closer to their school, got Emma into therapy, coached Noah's little league team, and built my accounting firm into something solid, something I could be proud of. 2 years later, I thought I had finally rebuilt our lives. I was wrong. Thunder roared outside like the world was splitting open. Rain pounded the windows of my home office as I finished up the books for Patterson's auto shop. Emma was upstairs doing homework. Noah was in the living room building Legos. It was an ordinary Tuesday night, until the doorbell rang. Long, insistent, desperate. 9:30 p.m. No one showed up that late unless something was seriously wrong. I walked to the door and looked through the peephole, expecting a neighbor, maybe Derek. Instead, it was Dorothy, soaked to the skin, mascara streaked down her face like black tears, hair plastered flat, one shoe missing. She wore an old hoodie, one of mine she'd taken years ago. For a moment, I thought I was seeing things. 2 years of silence. 2 years of explaining to the kids why their mother never called on birthdays. 2 years of rebuilding from scratch. And there she was, on my doorstep, eyes pleading. I didn't move, just stared through the peephole, heart pounding. She looked shattered, fragile. A part of me wanted to open the door, but the bigger part, the one that remembered Emma crying herself to sleep for months, stayed frozen. Dorothy pressed closer to the door. "Felix," she called softly, voice muffled but full of desperation. I know you're in there. Please, just 5 minutes. 5 minutes. That's what she kept saying. Footsteps climbed the stairs. Dad, Emma's voice floated down. Who's at the door? I called back. Nobody important. Go finish your homework. But Emma didn't go back. Dorothy must have heard, because she straightened, wiped her face, and called louder. Is that Emma? Emma, honey, it's Mom. My blood turned to ice. Emma appeared halfway down the stairs, her face as pale as paper. Behind her, Noah stood in the living room doorway. Mom? Emma whispered, and the tremor in her voice broke my heart. I made a decision. I stepped outside and closed the door behind me. Dorothy's face brightened with relief, but I raised my hand. Don't, I said firmly. Don't give them false hope. Not after what you did. Her composure crumbled. Felix, please. I made a mistake. Ryan left me with nothing. I replied coldly. You didn't lose everything. You threw it away. There's a difference. She moved closer. I need help. I have nowhere else to go. That's not my problem, I told her. You made your choice 2 years ago. The kids need their mother, she pleaded. I shot back. Where were you for Emma's first dance? For Noah's championship? For his nightmares? Dorothy went white. I think about them every day, she said. Thinking and showing up are different things. Right now they're stable and happy. They don't need you turning their world upside down. Through the window, both kids pressed their faces to the glass, watching with wide eyes. You need to leave, I said at last. Please, Felix, I'm begging you, she cried. You're 2 years too late for begging, I answered, stepping back inside and closing the door firmly. Dorothy wasn't the kind of woman to walk away after one refusal. She who had spent months plotting revenge against a neighbor wasn't giving up now. The next morning, Emma barely spoke at breakfast. Noah pushed cereal around his bowl. Both kept glancing toward the front door. Is Mom coming back? Noah finally asked. I set my coffee down. I don't know, buddy. But whatever happens, we'll handle it together. Emma snapped at me. You didn't even let her explain, Dad. I said gently. Sometimes sorry isn't enough. People prove they've changed by what they do, not what they say. Then my phone buzzed. Unknown number. Felix, it's me. Dorothy's voice said, harder now. Meet me at Henderson Park in an hour, or I'll come back tonight when the kids are home. The threat was obvious. She knew my weak points. Fine, I said. 1 hour. Henderson Park was where we used to take the kids. By the playground Dorothy stood, no longer the broken figure from last night. She'd cleaned up. The vulnerability was gone. You look better, I said, keeping my distance. I've had time to think about what I really want, she replied, smiling coldly. Which is? I asked. My children, my house, my life back, she said. That life doesn't exist anymore, does it? Dorothy pulled out my phone and showed a photo of me and Sarah at Romano's. Close, cozy. My stomach dropped. How long have you been back? I asked. Long enough to see how quickly you replaced me, she sneered. The kids don't even know about her, do they? Sarah and I started dating 8 months ago, I said. Long after you left. Did I abandon you? She countered. Her smile turned predatory. I've been talking to lawyers. My father still has pull, even if he's mad now. Judge Raymond Blackwood, he's my ace. You can't just claim custody, I said. Watch me, she replied. I'm filing. Emergency hearing next week. I'll claim you're unstable, unfit, that you traumatized the kids by moving them, that you're exposing them to strangers. That's a lie, I said, trying to keep steady. You moved out, changed schools, Emma's grades slipped. Now you're accusing me of bringing random women around. My hands clenched, but I stayed calm. What do you really want? I demanded. Everything back. You, me, the kids, the house. And if you refuse. Her mask fell away. Then I'll destroy you. Take the kids, the house, your reputation. You'll have nothing. In that moment, I finally saw the real Dorothy, not the woman I married, but a calculating predator. You're making a mistake, I said quietly. No, Felix, she snapped. You're making one if you think you can keep what's mine. I called Derek Mills, my best friend since high school, a former Marine turned private investigator. He arrived at my office within the hour after I told him about the park confrontation. She was threatening custody. Derek said, file papers. Emergency hearing next week. On what grounds? I asked. Claims you're unfit, that you traumatized the kids, that you're keeping them from their mother, introducing them to another woman. Any judge would see through it, I argued. Any judge except her father. Judge Blackwood still had allies in family court. Derek leaned back. We need to be smart. What do you know about our Miami time, he asked. Nothing, I answered. She vanished completely. Then that's where we begin. Derek pulled out his phone. I've got contacts down there, he said. That evening I called the kids together. They deserved to hear the truth before Dorothy started poisoning their minds. Your mom says she wants you to live with her, I told them gently. Emma's eyes brightened. Really? Where? She asked. I don't know yet, I answered. But whatever anyone says, I will never stop fighting for you. You're my kids. Noah looked puzzled. Are you getting back together? He asked. No, buddy, I said. But your mom thinks she can convince a judge to let you live with her. I don't want to leave, Noah blurted. I like our house. My school. Emma was quiet. What if we want to see Mom but still live here? She wondered. That would be up to the judge, I explained. But I promise I'll fight for what's best for you. The next morning, Dorothy's first move landed in Emma's phone. Text with photos. Me and Sarah holding hands, kissing goodnight, laughing at the farmer's market. Emma confronted me at breakfast. Who is she, Dad? I showed the pictures to Noah too. Her name is Sarah. She's a nurse. We've been dating 8 months. Why didn't you tell us? Emma demanded. I wanted to be sure it was serious before I brought her into your lives, I said. Emma's phone buzzed again. Another message from Dorothy, asking her father how many nights Sarah had spent at our house. My jaw tightened. Dorothy was playing dirty, twisting the truth. Sarah had never stayed overnight when the kids were home. Emma, give me your phone, I said. Why? She hesitated. Because your mother is using it to manipulate you. Emma handed it over. I blocked Dorothy's number. She's still our mom, Emma whispered. Yes, I said softly, but right now she is acting like someone who wants to hurt me, and she's using you to do it. My phone rang. Derek. Felix, you need to hear this. I found out why Dorothy came back. What is it? I asked. Ryan didn't just leave her. He emptied their accounts and vanished. She's broke. But worse, she's been back 3 weeks, staying in a motel, watching your house, following you and the kids. This wasn't a desperate plea for forgiveness. It was a planned attack. She wasn't trying to rebuild our family. She was trying to destroy the new one we built. Derek's investigation revealed even more. He called Wednesday morning with news that made my stomach drop. Felix, I found Ryan in Miami. Dorothy has been paying a family psychologist, Dr. Patricia Hendricks, to write reports about the kids' supposed emotional trauma. My blood ran cold. She's bribing a psychologist? I said. It gets worse, Derek said. Dr. Hendricks has been calling Emma's school, claiming she's conducting a court-ordered evaluation, but there's no court order yet. She's gathering ammunition before the hearing. That afternoon, I picked Emma and Noah up early from school. Emma was unusually quiet. Noah fidgeted in his seat. Everything okay, you two? I asked. Emma spoke up. Dad, there was a lady at school today. She said she was a doctor and wanted to ask me questions about living with you. My hands tightened on the steering wheel. What kind of questions? Like, do you ever get angry? Do you yell? She kept asking if I missed Mom and if you kept me from seeing her. I pulled into the driveway and faced them. Listen carefully. If anyone comes asking questions about our family, you tell them to talk to me first. Nobody has the right to interview you without my permission. Noah looked scared. Are we in trouble? He asked. No, buddy. But your mom is trying to convince people I'm not taking good care of you. That doctor was gathering evidence for her. That's not true, Emma said. You're a great dad. You help with homework, cook dinner, come to my soccer games. I know that and you know that. But sometimes people twist the truth to get what they want. That evening I called Dr. Hendricks directly. When she answered, I was blunt. Dr. Hendricks, this is Felix Walsh. You interviewed my daughter without my consent. Mr. Walsh. Her voice was cool and professional. I was conducting a preliminary assessment for court proceedings. This is standard procedure. Standard procedure requires court authorization or parental consent. I said. You had neither. I was under the impression Mrs. Walsh had custody rights to authorize evaluations, she answered. Mrs. Walsh has no custody rights. We're divorced, and I have full custody. Any further contact with my children without written consent will result in a complaint to the state licensing board. Mr. Walsh, I think you're overreacting, she replied. No, doctor. You're being paid to build a case against me. Stay away from my kids. I hung up and called my lawyer. If Dorothy wanted to play dirty, she was about to learn I could fight back just as hard. The emergency custody hearing was set for Friday at 9 a.m. My lawyer, Tom Bradley, met me on the courthouse steps looking worried. Felix, I need to be straight with you, Tom said as we went through security. Judge Blackwood has been making calls. 3 judges from family court had already stepped away from handling our case. Why would they do that? I asked. Tom sighed. Professional courtesy. No one wants to be the one who rules against Raymond Blackwood's daughter. So, we were stuck with Judge Martinez, new to family court, easily swayed, and lacking experience. My stomach sank. Let me guess, Dorothy gets a judge who used to work for her father? Exactly, Tom said. Martinez clerked for Blackwood 10 years ago. There's history there. When we entered the courtroom, Dorothy was already at the plaintiff's table beside an unfamiliar lawyer. She looked every bit the grieving, devoted mother, conservative dress, modest makeup, tissues neatly placed within reach. As the hearing began, her attorney painted me as a volatile, bitter man who had ripped the children away from their loving mother. Despite Tom's objections, they submitted Dr. Hendrick's so-called preliminary report. Your Honor, the lawyer began, Mr. Walsh has deliberately alienated these children from their mother, removed them from their support network, and exposed them to strangers without any concern for their emotional health. Judge Martinez nodded, scribbling notes, his expression unreadable. When it was our turn, Tom came out swinging. Your Honor, Mrs. Walsh abandoned her family for 2 years. No calls, no support, no effort to stay involved. She only returned after her relationship fell apart. But I could tell Martinez wasn't convinced. Then Dorothy took the stand, and what followed was a masterclass in manipulation. Your Honor, she began, her voice trembling in all the right places. I made terrible mistakes. I was depressed, invisible in my own marriage. Leaving was wrong, but I sought help. I got better. And when I tried to return, Felix had already turned our children against me. She dabbed her eyes, playing the victim perfectly. I just want a chance to be their mother again, to make amends. The performance was flawless, and I could see it working on Martinez. Then Tom revealed our trump card. Your Honor, we'd like to call Ryan Phillips to testify via video from Miami. Dorothy froze. Her lawyer objected, but Martinez overruled him. Moments later, Ryan appeared on the courtroom screen, and what he said tore Dorothy's story apart. He described her obsession with revenge, her heavy drinking, her violent temper. She wasn't depressed, Ryan said firmly. She was furious at Felix for being steady when she craved chaos. Furious at her kids for being reminders of responsibilities she didn't want. Martinez's demeanor shifted as Ryan went on. She didn't leave to heal. She left because she thought she'd find something better. And when she didn't, she decided to destroy what Felix built. Dorothy's lawyer tried to interrupt, but the damage was done. The judge delayed his ruling, pending more investigation. As we left the courthouse, Dorothy cornered me in the parking lot. This isn't over, Felix, she hissed. You don't know what I'm capable of. Actually, I said calmly, I'm starting to figure it out. Judge Martinez postponed his decision for 1 week. Meanwhile, Derek had uncovered more, and what he found chilled me. She's escalating, Derek said over the phone Monday morning. Dorothy maxed out 3 credit cards before coming back. She's broke. But it gets worse, she's gathering allies. Dr. Hendrick isn't just taking her money. She's coaching her, telling her how to act, what to say. They're constructing a full-blown character assassination. He showed me photos. Dorothy sitting in her car near Emma's school, watching the playground for hours. She's stalking my kids, I muttered. It doesn't end there, Derek said grimly. She's been following Sarah too. Look, here's Dorothy outside Sarah's workplace in Cleveland, and this one's from midnight Friday, outside her apartment. The images revealed the truth. This wasn't a custody battle anymore. It was surveillance. There's more, Derek added. Ryan says Dorothy kept detailed notes on you. Photos, your routines, work hours. She's been planning this for months. That afternoon, Emma came home looking anxious. Dad, she said, something weird happened at school. Mom was standing by the fence during lunch, just watching us. My stomach tightened. Did she talk to you? Emma shook her head. No, but she waved. I didn't wave back. Should I have? I knelt beside her. You did the right thing. If you see her again near school, tell your teacher and call me right away." Her voice trembled. "Is she trying to take us away?" "She's trying to convince a judge you'd be better off with her," I said softly. "But I won't let that happen. You belong here, with me." That evening, my phone rang. Sarah's name appeared, but when I answered, it wasn't her voice. "Hello, Felix," Dorothy said smoothly. Hearing her voice sent a chill through me. "Where's Sarah? What have you done?" I demanded. "Relax," Dorothy replied smoothly. "She's fine, just temporarily unavailable while we talk." My hands tightened around the car keys. "What do you want?" "Simple," she said. "Drop your custody objections. Let me have Emma and Noah, and everyone stays safe. Keep fighting me, and things get complicated for people you care about." "You're threatening Sarah," I said, furious. "I'm giving you a choice," she said calmly. "Your girlfriend's safety or your stubborn pride. Which matters more, Felix?" The line went dead. I called Derek as I raced to my car. "She's got Sarah. I'm heading to her apartment. I'm calling the police and meeting you there." "Don't do anything reckless," Derek warned. Dorothy's unpredictable. Driving through the night, one thought dominated me. Dorothy had just made the biggest mistake of her life. At Sarah's apartment, I found Derek with 2 police officers. Sarah's car was there, but her apartment was empty. No signs of struggle. Her phone went straight to voicemail. "I think Dorothy's calling from her number, threatening her if you don't back off," I told Detective Barnes. "Any idea where she might take her?" he asked. "Riverside Motel on 5th Street, Derek said. "I've been tracking her. That's our first stop." Barnes warned. "Until there's proof of real harm, our options are limited." Then my phone buzzed. A text from Sarah's number. "Parking garage, Westfield Mall, level 3. Come alone, or she disappears for good." I showed Barnes. "Enough proof." "Yes, but you're not going alone." 20 minutes later, I entered the garage. Barnes and 2 officers were positioned nearby. Derek monitored from his car. Dorothy stood calmly beside Sarah's Honda, acting eerily composed for someone who had just kidnapped someone. Sarah was nowhere in sight. "Where is she?" I demanded. "For now, she's safe," Dorothy replied. "You came alone, like a good boy. The police are here." "This is over," she laughed. "Police? Felix? You don't understand. I'm not the one going to jail tonight." "What are you talking about?" I demanded. Dorothy held up her phone. Security footage from Sarah's apartment, timestamp altered, showing me supposedly forcing entry. "Editing software is powerful," she said. "This proves you abducted your girlfriend, along with the domestic violence report I filed today." My stomach dropped. "That's fabricated," I said. "Is it?" she countered. "I have phone records of your calls, photos of you following me, witness statements." Detective Barnes approached. "Ma'am, where is Sarah Torres right now?" Dorothy smiled sweetly. "Officer, thank goodness. This man has been stalking and threatening me for weeks." She handed him a folder, documents claiming my instability, including a restraining order filed that afternoon. "Mr. Walsh, step back." "She's lying," Barnes said. "She kidnapped Sarah," I insisted. "I don't know where this Sarah person is," Dorothy said innocently. "Felix's paranoia is getting worse." Then Derek's voice came through my earpiece. "Felix, I found her. Sarah's in Dorothy's motel room, tied up but unharmed. Police are moving in now." Relief surged through me, quickly replaced by fury. Dorothy had destroyed any remaining sympathy I had. "Detective Barnes," I said calmly. "Check Riverside Motel, room 237. You'll find Sarah Torres there." Dorothy's confident facade faltered. Her arrest made local headlines, kidnapping and fraud. Judge Blackwood declined to comment on his daughter's legal issues. Derek met me at the courthouse for her arraignment. "Felix, you need to see this," he said, handing me a folder. The FBI had stepped in after uncovering her cyber crimes. She hadn't just targeted me. Flipping through the documents, I saw the scope. Dorothy had used fake identities and forged documents to run similar schemes against 3 other ex-husbands nationwide. "She's a serial predator," Derek said. The Miami incident with Ryan was just one stop on a multi-state crime spree. She's been living off this for 2 years. In the courtroom, Dorothy was unrecognizable. Orange jail clothes, unwashed hair, no makeup, all her calculated charm gone, leaving only a bitter, defeated shell. Her court-appointed lawyer looked overwhelmed. "Your Honor, My client is willing to plead guilty to reduced charges in exchange for cooperation with ongoing federal investigations, he said. I thought I'd finally escaped my toxic ex-wife when she vanished 2 years ago. Then, one stormy night, she appeared at my door, drenched and begging for forgiveness. What I discovered about her true intentions would shock me and nearly destroy the life I had rebuilt with my children and new girlfriend. This is the story of how far a vindictive woman will go when she refuses to lose control. My name is Felix Walsh. I'm 42, running a small accounting firm in suburban Ohio. 3 employees, reliable clients. Nothing fancy, but it covered the bills and kept Emma and Noah in a good neighborhood with solid schools. At least it did until my world collapsed. 2 years ago, a Thursday night started like any other. I was in my home office reviewing quarterly reports when Dorothy walked in wearing her red attention-grabbing dress, perfectly done makeup, hairstyled for some fancy event. I'm going out, she announced. Mandy's birthday downtown. I looked up. Mandy from yoga? I thought you barely knew her. Dorothy's jaw tightened. We've grown closer. Don't wait up. She moved toward the door. What time will you be home? I called. I don't know, Felix, she snapped, fire in her eyes. Maybe I won't come home at all. Maybe I need a break from this suffocating routine. Her words hit me like a punch to the gut. I kept calm. What's that supposed to mean? I'm tired of feeling invisible, she said, grabbing her purse. When did you last really see me? When did we talk about anything besides bills and the kids' schedules? I stood, chair rolling back. Dorothy, if you're unhappy, we can work on it. She laughed bitterly. Work on it. Felix, I've been trying to get your attention for months. You're married to that computer more than to me. I raised my voice. I work hard for this family. Everything I do is for you and the kids. She shot back, no. Everything you do is for your precious, predictable life, where nothing surprises you. The door slammed so hard the family photo on my desk shifted. That was the last time I saw her. For 3 days, I tried to reach her. Calls, texts, even drove by Mandy's house. Nothing. On day 4, Emma's friend's mother mentioned seeing Dorothy at the airport with a stranger. A week later, her sister confirmed she was finding herself in Miami. 6 months later, I filed for divorce. Dorothy didn't contest, ask for alimony, or retrieve her belongings. She was gone. Emma struggled, blaming me. Noah became quiet. But hitting rock bottom either breaks you or strengthens you. I chose strength. I moved us closer to the kids' school, put Emma in therapy, coached Noah's little league, and grew my firm. 2 years later, I thought life was stable. Then the storm hit outside as I finished Patterson's auto shop books. Rain pounded the windows. Emma did homework upstairs. Noah built Legos in the living room. Normal Tuesday. Until the doorbell rang. Long, desperate, insistent. 9:30 p.m. I checked the peephole. Dorothy. Soaked, mascara streaking, hair plastered, one shoe missing, hoodie she'd stolen years ago. 2 years of silence, single parenting, rebuilding. Here she was, pleading with her eyes. 5 minutes, she begged. Emma's voice floated down. Dad, who's at the door? Nobody important, I replied. Emma didn't retreat. Dorothy straightened, wiped her face. Emma, honey, it's Mom. My blood froze. Emma appeared, white-faced. Noah followed. I stepped outside, door shutting behind me. Don't get their hopes up, I said firmly. Dorothy implored. I made a mistake. Ryan left me with nothing. You didn't lose everything, I said coldly. You threw it away. That's the difference. She stepped closer. I need help. Nowhere else to go. You made your choice 2 years ago, I replied. The kids are happy, stable. They don't need you turning their world upside down again. Both kids pressed against the window, wide-eyed. You need to leave, I said. She begged again, too late. Next morning, the kids were quiet, glancing at the front door. Is Mom coming back? Noah asked. I don't know, buddy, I said. Whatever happens, we handle it together. Emma shot back. You didn't even let her explain. Sometimes sorry isn't enough. People prove change through actions, not words, I said gently. My phone buzzed. Unknown number. Dorothy's voice. Meet me at Henderson Park in an hour, or I'll come when the kids are home. Threat clear. I agreed, 1 hour. At the park, Dorothy stood by the playground, no longer fragile. I've had time to think about what I want, she said coldly. My children, my house, my life back. I showed her a phone photo of me and Sarah. The kids don't know about her yet, do they? We started dating 8 months ago, long after you left. She smiled predatorily. I've been talking to lawyers. My father still has influence. You can't just claim custody. Watch me, I said, filing emergency papers. She threatened, promised destruction. I called Derek Mills, best friend and former Marine turned PI. Within an hour, he was at my office. File the papers. Emergency hearing next week, he advised. Grounds. Claiming I'm unfit, traumatizing the kids, exposing them to strangers. Dorothy's plan was revealed. She had been following us, surveilling, bribing a psychologist, building a case against me. I sat the kids down. Your mom wants you to live with her, I said gently. Emma's eyes lit up. Noah frowned. Are you getting back together? No, buddy. But she hopes to convince a judge to let you live with her. We'll fight for what's best for you. Dorothy sent manipulative texts, trying to twist the truth about Sarah and me. I blocked her number. Derek uncovered the full scope. Dorothy had been paying a psychologist to fabricate reports, following my kids, taking photos of Sarah, planning for months. Her attack wasn't forgiveness, it was revenge. Emma and Noah witnessed some of her stalking. I explained boundaries. Any unauthorized questioning of the kids must be reported to me. The emergency custody hearing was Friday. Dorothy's lawyer portrayed me as unstable, alienating the children, introducing strangers. Judge Martinez seemed influenced. Dorothy's performance was Oscar-worthy, tearful, professing depression, blaming me. Then Tom Bradley, my lawyer, called Ryan Phillips via video from Miami. Ryan's testimony destroyed her story. She wasn't depressed. She was angry, seeking chaos, leaving to punish me, her children, and stability. Martinez postponed the decision. Dorothy escalated, maxed out credit cards, recruited allies, continued surveillance. Photos showed her stalking the children and Sarah. Emma encountered Dorothy at school. I reinforced. She must report to me immediately. Dr. Hendricks was bribed to gather false evidence. I intervened, warning her. Any contact without consent would be reported. The court fight intensified. Dorothy's audacity peaked when she kidnapped Sarah, threatening her via text to force me to back down. Derek, police, and I coordinated the rescue at Westfield Mall parking garage. Dorothy feigned calm, but was arrested. Sarah was safe. Evidence showed Dorothy had run similar schemes across the country for years. Serial predator, multi-state crime spree. At her arraignment, she appeared unrecognizable, defeated, orange jumpsuit replacing her charm. Federal investigation revealed cybercrimes, fraud, kidnapping, and conspiracy. Judge Martinez sentenced her to 8 years federal prison, 5 years probation, no contact with me or the children, all custody rights terminated. Outside the courthouse, Sarah awaited with Emma and Noah. Is it really over, Dad? Noah asked. Yes, buddy, really over. Emma, wise beyond her 14 years, observed. She threw away everything good for something that would never make her happy. That evening, we shared dinner. Me, Sarah, Emma, and Noah, for the first time in months without fear or tension. Life slowly settled. Emma excelled academically. Noah's Little League team won the division championship. Sarah and I got engaged on Christmas, and she moved in. My accounting firm thrived, gaining respect for how I defended my family. Dorothy inadvertently boosted my career. One Saturday, making pancakes, Emma asked about her mother. I reflected. I feel pity, not hate. She had everything: family, children, love, and threw it away chasing illusions. Emma acknowledged Sarah's role. She doesn't replace mom, but restores family love. Watching the kids play with neighbors, normal sounds I'd missed during Dorothy's campaign of terror, I realized, no regrets. Fighting for custody wasn't drama, it was protecting them. Children aren't tools or possessions. They deserve stability, love, and safety. If Dorothy ever contacts them, we'll face it with truth and support. Derek often joined us for dinner, a loyal friend and honorary uncle. Dorothy's information led the FBI to shut down an entire network exploiting divorced men. Justice wasn't perfect, but it was exactly what was needed. Looking around my rebuilt life, Emma and Noah happy and secure, Sarah bringing love and laughter, my thriving business, and loyal friends, I understood the lesson. The best revenge against someone trying to destroy your life is to live well despite them. To build beauty from what they tried to burn. That's exactly what we did, and we continue, one day at a time.